we will know who did this. They should be punished to the full extent allowable.
That was Tennessee Republican Senator Marsha Blackburn blasting an anonymous leaker who this week released a draft Supreme Court decision revealing the Republican Party's efforts to undermine abortion rights in America. Blackburn was furious. At everyone, really. Liberals, Democrats, unknown socialists, Antifa. Even though Blackburn herself admits she doesn't actually know who leaked the document.
Senator, I want to jump to call for number 3 here for the control room, because here's a statement that came from the Supreme Court, which prefaced the statement from John Roberts. They said, although the document described in yesterday's reports is authentic, it does not represent a decision by the court or the final position of any member on the issues in the case. So it's widely posited that this came from the liberal side of the court, that maybe a clerk from the liberal side of the court leaked this, or someone else. But what about the idea that potentially it came from the conservative side of the court to try to lock in the votes that appeared to be there in February? Because if any of the justices were tagged as reversing their vote on the conservative side when the final opinion comes out, they could be open for a lot of criticism. Could this potentially come from the conservative side of the court?
Whether it came from the left or the right, it is wrong. And this is why the individual who did this, for whatever reason, it is inappropriate to campaign to the Supreme Court. It is inappropriate for these left of center groups who have put millions of dollars into this latest round of nomination for a Supreme Court seat. It is wrong for them to be politicizing the court. And of course, these left of center dark money groups, Arabella Group, Demand Justice, have been incredibly active in trying to push the court one direction or another.
But Blackburn's relationship with American institutions is complicated, to say the least. In 2020, she cast doubt on the integrity of the election.
I think the president, if every legal vote is counted, the process is followed, transparency is provided, I think that the president will end up winning.
Ultimately saying that she couldn't, in good conscience, certify Joe Biden's presidential victory. And she isn't alone. Many of the Republicans who are outraged at the attack on institutions represented by the Supreme Court leak were among those who either actively cheerled or refused to condemn the insurrection on January 6th. So much for institutions. As you've probably caught on by now, Republicans don't care about institutions. They do care about electing Republicans. That's why Marsha Blackburn, Mitch McConnell, and the entire Republican Party have avoided even discussing the substance of this massive overturn of abortion rights. For Republicans, the less Americans talk about abortion, the better. A new Washington Post ABC News poll shows that Americans support keeping Roe v. Wade in place by a 2-to-1 margin. And more interestingly, a majority of Americans in red states didn't even know that their Republican legislatures had acted to make their abortion laws more restrictive. When they found out, voters said they disagreed. The last thing Republicans want is a discourse about abortion rights in the middle of a midterm election. By giving Republicans a free pass to avoid talking about what this Supreme Court decision actually means for American women, Democrats are allowing Republicans to once again hide the most monstrous, awful parts of their policies from the American people.
First, we have to deal with Ted Cruz just existing at all. That's already difficult enough. Then we have to hear him, along with all the rest of the Republicans, say that the leak of the Supreme Court draft was just a Democratic ploy to change the conversation around the midterms.
Is that there was some angry left-wing law clerk who breached the trust to his or her justice, who breached the trust to the Supreme Court, who breached the trust to the American people, and took a first draft of an opinion and decided to leak it to everyone.
Oh, yes, of course, because the substance of the leak, that is not important. Also, the fact that the Republican states are, one by one, pretty much outlawing abortion on their own, even without the Supreme Court's help. Yeah, that doesn't matter. It's all just a ploy because, again, the Republican Party doesn't exist in reality. But we do, okay? The majority of Americans do not want their access to abortion taken away from them. including you people. Yes, the ones who are taking it away. You know, if you get a mistress pregnant, or just, you know, maybe you're single and you just get someone pregnant and it's not really a good idea for you two to start a family. Well, if you got money, if you live in the right place, you just hop on a plane, go wherever you need to go, and you get that abortion done. Because just because you make them illegal does not mean they're going away.
It gives the Democrats and the president a chance to change the subject for the midterm elections. Surely this leak is going to have a big impact on the midterms. How do you think it will go?
Well, listen, what's going to matter is the ultimate decision of the court.
And then they try to spin it, you know, because the public isn't upset about the possibility of Roe v. Wade being overturned. No, that's not what the public's upset about. It's the fact that the trust was breached of the Supreme Court. Yes, we care so much about the principle of the procedure and the order of events and how things are supposed to go. You know, the same way that Republicans care about how Trump lost in 2020. Oh, yeah, you know, the same way that they care about how Bush lost to Al Gore. Oh, yeah, that's right. The last two Republican presidents lost a popular vote. Oh, and, you know, Donald Trump, who got impeached twice and who lost twice, the second time by over 7 million votes. Oh, no. That was fake. All of that was fake. No. Yes, the Republican Party, y'all don't care about procedure. Y'all don't care about order. Everyone knows this. So this whole argument that, oh, people were so upset about the breach of trust, don't nobody care about that. People are up in arms because y'all crazy SOBs are talking about taking away access to abortion.